Riot's in tough right now, especially off the heels of the vastly underwhelming Arcane Season 2, and that's about the nicest way that I can put that, okay? Wow, wasn't that so nice how after the conclusion of Season 1, everybody was thinking, oh cool, we're gonna have this all-out war between Zon and Piltover. No, now it's just gonna be about Hextech Jesus, the Arcane, the whole bunch of the Flumpy magic and stuff like that, and just storylines that were, at the forefront just ending up getting sidetracked, and yeah, look at all of these ships that we can launch, despicable, disgusting, one of the biggest downgrades since, I see this concept art of Vi, and then you just compare and contrast that with what she's like in the show, and it's like, what are we doing out here, guys? But that's not the only L's that they're taking. Because what should be a celebratory time where people, good word of mouth is spreading about Season 2. No, they have got to worry about the backlash of them doing something incredibly stupid with Victor ruining the game, causing a bunch of people to, being quite vocal and could potentially be so harmful where they could just get outright banned for the game, even if they're just shitposting online on the social media. Not even using the official Riot servers. That could get you yeeted from the game starting in the new year. Check this out. New update to Riot Games Terms of Service gives a League of Legends developer the right to respond to players' off-platform conduct with penalties in-game. Absolutely wild. And what are we talking about here? Another day, another step closer to blanket internet authoritarianism. And this time, as League of Legends developer Riot Games has updated their Terms of Service to allow them the right to issue in-game penalties to players who engage in harmful off-platform behavior while using any of the company's video game services. That's interesting, and it gets super dystopian the further you dig. As detailed in a November 26th blog post published for the developer's official website, this change, one of 4 recently made, that said to said user agreement in the service of evolving with games and the content ecosystems to make the best possible experience for women. For players and creators. But let's be completely honest, okay? This was all kicked off earlier this year. I wonder if they're going to reference it, because if they won't, I will. Clarifies that off-platform conduct and behavior connected to our IP is now subject to our terms of service. I beg your pardon? Our intention with this update is to help protect players from harmful behaviors that can be experienced across the various places that touch their gaming experience, explained Riot Games. This update applies very specifically and only to content where Riot Games are in the background of the content produced. I'm sorry, what? This really does harken to, somebody making an entire YouTube video and then you got some incidental music maybe in the background, or you're doing this really laborious trailer breakdown or something like that, and then all of a sudden somebody, it's not even like the trailer that you're reacting to or the actual gameplay, the guy who made the music. Like, whenever somebody does like a Star Wars react or something like that, it's never like Disney or Lucasfilm. That's the one good thing that they're doing out there, is not claiming trailer react videos or any sort of that, any sort of content like that that's actually transformative. No, it's the people that are managing the rights to John Williams music. It's like, okay, yeah, you have music that's in there. All of your creative work, yeah, that's ours now. That's what Riot Games is trying to claim out here. This is wild. But yes, though we aren't going to proactively monitor everything that happens across social media for now, this is now within our rights to issue penalties in-game for content that is brought to our attention. As an example, if a creator uses hateful slurs about an opposing player or teammate on their stream, but not in-game over chat or voice comms, we can still issue a penalty as if that behavior occurred in-game. What? So if you say or do things that break our terms of service while broadcasting or creating content about our games, so yeah, if it's minimized in the backgrounds and you decide to shitpost on Twitter, all of a sudden you can get temporarily suspended. We can restrict access to your Riot accounts and suspend your partner privileges if you're a part of the partner program. This is some wild ass shit. Notably, through the update only specifically mentions the new penalty potential applies to content about our games, including LOL, Legends of Runeterra, Valorant, and the upcoming fighting game, just the worst name for a fighting game, 2XKO, 2 Hugs and Kisses. It only currently assumed that is also in effect for any and all content related to Riot Games' wider catalog of media, such as Netflix's series Arcane or the various albums released by the in-game band Pentakill or KDA. Take your word for it. So yeah, theoretically, like if I had a Riot Games account, which I don't think so. I don't think I've signed up for one. I've never played Valorant and I've never played LOL. They just always looked way too sweaty for my gaming tastes. While it doesn't explicitly say it right now, I could end up catching a temporary ban or maybe having like my username permanently suspended because I think that the showrunners for Arcane are narcissistic assholes that don't understand why people are taking specific umbrage with Season 2 as opposed to the excellent work from Season 1. But okay. Alongside this new off-platform penalty rule, Riot Games' recent TOS update also introduces clauses stating that content that promotes breaking our terms of service, specifically sponsorships for and content around boosting services and buying, selling accounts, so cheating, okay, you could just say that, is now subject to penalty. That's fine. Stream sniping is explicitly against our rules, and players who do so will be penalized. Yeah, that's for keeping a good, healthy, competitive environment. That's fine, okay? I don't actually mind this stuff. For the rare occasion a seriously egregious violation occurs, we're now including Riot-wide bans in our penalty system. Yo, just all of your games? I don't like that. That's a little crazy. If you want to take specific action for the game that they're infringing upon, that's one thing, but just going across your catalog of games? That's another. Especially given the fact that, yeah, you've basically got a free-to-play model across your other titles as well. So if these people have dropped, hundreds of dollars in different games, like when 2XKO drops, there's going to be different skins and different players that you can purchase. So yeah, if somebody's breaking the rules over on LoL, they end up losing all that money for 2XKO. Interesting. In acknowledgement to the fact that some of these updates require creators to rethink their existing content strategy and content partners, rather than begin enforcing the new rules immediately, Riot Games is giving creators until the 3rd of January to adjust their content to adhere to the rules. Who's taking sponsorships from stream snipers and from aimbots? That's interesting, okay? Past that date, the company concluded their blog post, we can and may begin enforcing these across the entire creator community. Fantastic stuff. And where all of this stuff started, and we also talked about Riot doing some weird stuff earlier this year, and it was specifically in regards to Valorant. You recall this story, from June. I thought it was earlier than that, but Valorant threatens hardware bans against players who engage in egregious trash talking. We won't miss you. Long story short, on the backstory of this, there was some goofy streamer girl who baited a reaction and ended up getting rather, especially comparing and contrasting it to the old Modern Warfare 2 Halo 3 lobbies days, rather light trash talk, and then she ended up rage quitting a game and then going on a lengthy Twitter post about how dare you. It's like you baited a reaction, you got what you wanted, and then you just immediately started to play the victim card. I'm big shocked by that, how women intrude on predominantly male spaces, fundamentally change them, and then when nobody wants to play your stupid games anymore, wonder, well, what happened? Real men would still be playing this game. You can get what you deserve. In response to growing concerns regarding the concept of in-game trash talking, the development team behind Riot Games, Valorant, has announced that they will now be taking punitive action against any and all players who engage in the behavior to an egregious degree. New player policy was first revealed to the public on May 30th, courtesy of Valorant Studios head Anna Donlan. What a dork. She looks like great value JD from Scrubs. Anyways, getting her message. Oh, is that going to get me banned on Riot accounts? With a particular diatribe regarding Riot's outlook on the topic, Donlan informed players, since launching Val, especially with the addition of voice comms, we've known that fighting in-game harassment was going to be both something we need to prioritize and also would be the most challenging issue that we would face. We've been working on systems and technologies, and we actually have been making a lot of progress, as she added, but having large global player communities presents unique challenges, evolving challenges. Their words on the internet you sped. God, gaming used to be fun. And now you can't even type the Spanish word for black in Rainbow Siege chats without getting, multi-hour bans. But yeah, it's just moving ahead a little bit, bolstering her appeal to emotion, the studio head then asserted, but here's the part I can't shake. In almost all cases, someone gets hurt in the process of making these systems better. Too often it takes someone experiencing the worst behavior, something egregious, something painful, something threatening for us to better understand where the gaps in our systems and processes are. And that's exactly what we're experiencing and dressing right now. For who? For who? A couple of privileged white women on the internet who just want to milk some simps for some easy Twitch bucks. Like, just get out of here, bro. But yeah, how slippery is this slope? Because they were talking about this midway through 2024, and now we're dealing with blanket bans being firmly instituted at the beginning of the year. Riot, man, you're setting a very dangerous precedent, one that I'm sure you're more than happy to usher in. Hell, your parent company, Tencent knows a thing or two about putting boots on necks. So yeah, if you haven't done enough to piss off the LOL community about what you guys ended up doing and what you're going to be instituting with your stupid Netflix shows, now you're just going to be pissing off the wider community that already had a negative perception about you. Good job on that one. Squandered all the goodwill that you created for yourself years ago, and what, you sacrificed it at the altar of virtue signaling. Best of luck in your future endeavors, you hacks. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.